What makes the web work?
Information and academics.
Passion.
I think it's information.
Electricity.
I think the web works on trust.
Developers.
Connected humans.
We do.
The people.
It's the people.
Totally people.
People make the web work.
Hello, welcome to WordCamp US 2025. I'm Steve Persch of Pantheon, and welcome to Web Sessions. Today we are talking about how when your website works, you have a chance to relax and take a vacation. I'm here today with someone you may know simply as Demo. Demo, great to see you. How's WordCamp US so far for you?
It's great. Portland's amazing. Having a lot of fun. Hanging out. It's awesome.
So for anyone who has not yet had the demo experience, can you give us a background introduction? What is your history in the WordPress community?
So I'm currently at hosting.com as a partnerships lead in North America. I've been in hosting companies. I've been in agencies. I've worked for enterprise level companies, but I've been in open source a long time. I started in Joomla. I used to be on the board at Joomla. So I've kind of stolen a phrase I heard from a friend of mine. I'm not married to a CMS. I'm in an open source relationship.
You're in an open source relationship. So you have had so many different perspectives on different web communities, the different players in the web ecosystem. For you, what makes the web work?
Honestly, just passion. Even today, a lot of the coolest stuff that happens in tech and the web is just one person with an idea. The person, like the award that won the video game awards this year, was made by a single developer, and it's crazy. And that's web adjacent because it's digital, but at the end of the day, it's just passion, and that still drives entrepreneurs and SMBs and everyone forward. And a lot of times it's just people that are getting excited and playing with stuff. And that's kind of how WordPress started, was passion.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember those early days and feeling like, oh yeah, one person can make something great. One person can really make waves in the world of the web. And I don't know, over the course of the 20 years since, I have felt like, oh, that's getting less true. You need to be a huge company to do something big. And now it feels again like, oh yeah, one person or a small group can do something, especially with passion. So what technology trends or new things are giving you passion these days?
I'm really interested in how AI is evolving, but not in the way that you'd think. So I just finished a course on MIT about using AI for big data stuff. So because I like data, I like numbers and so I think use cases like that is good. I think it's great for people who maybe English isn't a second language to help with grammar and things, but it's never going to replace the creativity of people, and it's a tool. You probably remember, like, front page is going to take away all of our jobs, and then WordPress is going to take away all of our jobs, and now Wix and Weebly are going to take away all of our jobs. There are always going to be people that are willing to pay for quality professionals, and there's always going to be people that are more the DIY route, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I recently was reading a book about professionals in the 1960s and 70s. And there was a fear then of computers are going to take all of our jobs. And to some degree that may have played out. Some individuals might have felt like they had lost their specific job, but there are a lot more jobs made possible because of computers. So with WordCamp US just kicking off, are there any particular sessions or conversations you're looking forward to?
You think I have time for sessions? That's funny. There are sessions I'm very much looking forward to watching when I get home that will be interesting. The Microsoft AI talk, which I think was yesterday. I want to watch that. Just talking to agencies and people that make websites and hearing about what they're doing, what's good, what's bad. What are the challenges that agencies are facing now? Because they have to evolve, even how they bill and sell, because it's a different market than it was even a couple of years ago.
Yeah, what advice would you give to an agency that is is feeling the fear of AI, because I think for a lot of agencies out there, there's this feeling of, well, the relationship we have with our clients is they describe to us their needs and then we build the thing. And a lot of these AI tools are attempting to play that same role of describe to the AI your needs, and then it will spit out a website. And for a lot of agencies, that is scary.
It is scary, but you probably have talked to an agency, and I hear from agencies all the time, oh, we don't give WP admin access or administrator access on Drupal, or whatever, because we don't want the client to break anything. And I'm like, then why are you on a CMS? So in my mind, it's the same type of thing. The advice I would give is you need to add value each and every month. So this is going to be a little weird. There's a great course on HubSpot Academy of all places called Growth Driven Design. It's made by my buddy Luke. It's amazing. Just replace the word HubSpot with whatever your CMS is. It works the same, I promise you. And the whole idea is, instead of selling a new website every 3 years, you iterate with value based on their goals. And I've always told agencies, have you ever had a client that was happy at launch and unhappy 6 months later? Well, yeah. Well, you didn't really talk about what their goals were. You assumed their goals. Funny story. I have a friend. He was working for a province in Canada. And they said, hey, we care most about bounce rate. And it was a big project. What would you assume that meant as the agency or developer?
Well, one way I can imagine that direction being taken is, okay, if we don't want people bouncing, then we need to give them something worth clicking as soon as possible.
That's what they assumed, and they didn't ask the question, and they were the opposite. They wanted to increase the bounce rate as much as possible because they're like, we're a public utility. If they can't find what they need on one Google search, we are not doing our jobs. And that's an example of us assuming what we think the client wants. Well, the client wants more sales. Is that probably, but you probably want to ask the question.
Yes, absolutely. At Pantheon, we have talked for years about what we for a while called kill the website relaunch. I now like to say escape the website relaunch, because I worked on so many projects that are conceptualized as we have this many months to completely rebuild the website from the old CMS to the new CMS, and then
everybody's unhappy, everybody hates it, the client will ignore it for months because it was just a pain to go through all that.
Right, and then all the budget is gone by the time the new website is relaunched, and then you just accept that this new website will continue to decay until the next relaunch. That is a bad mode to be working in. So yes, even pre-AI, I've been telling agencies one specific recommendation is don't blow all of the budget getting to launch. Try to have half of the budget, ideally more than half of the budget, before the launch of whatever the thing is, so that you can iterate from there. And if an agency is doing its job well, if it is providing value, you can end up in a retainer relationship where month over month you show your clients, look at this value we added to you. And yes, agency rates might be perceived as high, but if you're providing more value than you're asking for in return, well, then they'll keep you forever.
100%. And then the other advice I've always given that I think even is more important in AI, niche down. Pick a niche, own it. When I was doing agency work, our company did community banks and credit unions. If you had a credit union in America, I probably touched that website because it's a small group. But if you become the place for X industry or X vertical or X niche or X state or whatever it is, it becomes way easier to get referrals and to build that book of business.
All right. Well, that seems like good advice to close on. Niche down. Thanks so much to Demo. Hope you enjoyed watching. Have a good time at WordCamp US, everybody.